collection.
Oh
First
my
of all,
gosh.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Of course. Tell me a little bit about how this collection differs from season 1.
Wow. I would say a lot stayed the same as far as I like to steer away from patterns. I like things to be timeless. I like them to live on. And I just think simplicity and classics are classic. And I would say the biggest difference is we add a little bit more coverage.
Yes.
I was listening to the people. I love things to be very cheeky. So there are still a lot of cheeky options, but a little bit more coverage on top and on the bottom. And a lot more resort wear, a lot more pieces that are multi-way, like our scarves and our bucket hats, and we have co-ed sweatshirts. So we're starting to weasel our way in to find some clothing for our guys too. So
Awesome.
we started there.
So is Rob into this collection? Like, does he want the oversized sweatshirt for himself as well?
He does. He was actually on location. We were shooting this campaign, which was really cool. Usually a lot of the projects that I do are in season. So when we found out the shoot was going to be out of season and in a place like St. Lucia, he was like, sign me up, I need to join. And it was really fun to have him on the scene to see everything that goes into it. Like, business hat Camille is totally different than laid back Camille at home. And he's loving it. He loves all the colors. He loves this neon pink, so he likes to see like the contrast with a lot of the watermelon green. And yeah, he knows what I like to wear. A lot of these things reflect my personal style. And it's cool for him to see it all come to life because he sees me all the behind the scenes, like going crazy at home. And yeah.
What does he think of the business side to Camille? Because that side's really cool.
Business side Camille is definitely all in. I like to be hands-on. I like to be very involved. With any partnership that I do, that's like a number one thing for me. I want to have say, and I want anything that I put my name on to be something that naturally fits into my life. Yeah, I'm all about being true to you, owning who you are. That authenticity is key. That's something that can't be faked, and you can see right through phoniness anytime someone tries to pretend like they embody whatever this, brand is or whatever that partnership is. And for me, if I'm going to put Camille Collection on this with Swimsuits For All, it's going to embody all that I am. And I actually held off for a few years from creating a swimsuit line because I wanted to find that perfect collaboration that was truly about inclusivity. And before it became popular, before this wave of body positive movement, I wanted this to be a collaboration that could have all walks of life, women from all shapes and sizes, to feel comfortable and find something that they love. They feel like it's a second skin and feel their best. This collection is all about flirting with nature. Nature is something that's in its natural state, that untouched, it can flourish and be beautiful, and that's exactly what this line stands for.
Absolutely, and you said inclusion, right? Mm-hmm. And it kind of says it all with Swimsuits For All. That kind of goes into it, but what was it about the company and the brand that you really wanted to dive in and partner up with them?
So I actually knew about Swimsuits For All because I was a model for them before I had a collection with them. So I was on the scene with them. We shot in the Bahamas for our very first shoot. I also am very familiar with an idol of mine in the modeling industry, Ashley Graham, someone that I looked up to and still look up to this day as a model mogul. And I remember seeing her line and being like, wow, look at that. That is Swimsuits For All, but that is that Ashley Graham flair. And that's exactly what I wanted to do with this. I would, look at each piece that she developed, and it catered to her body and what she loves. And that's what I wanted to do for this line. When I go into places and I try on a bikini, I mean, we tend to judge things by the look of it at first sight. They say don't judge a book by its cover, but we do a lot of the time. So when I walk in and I see something that has, this, let's use this as an example, this sorbet sunset pattern, immediately I want to be like, I hope they have my size and I hope it fits great. But then the reality is I go to try it on and it might dig into my sides. It might not fit the way that I want. It might sit low on the hip. I want to be able to play with it, have it feel butter, feel like second skin. You're going to hear me saying this a lot. And so I wanted to go in and create pieces that did just that. So Swimsuits For All was somebody that I was very excited about, not only because of the inclusion and their size range, but because they're also such great people behind the scenes. I got to work with them hands-on, on location for the shoot, and knew that they were going to be people that I was going to have a long partnership with.
Absolutely, and I want to dive into these pieces because this chocolate brown is so delicious, and I just want to cuddle up in it and eat it. And I mean, there's so many beautiful pieces. Do you have a favorite one in here? One that just really stands out to you?
Okay, so this is actually a saying that I would say a lot from the first collection. I say that my swim is beach to street. So I'm actually wearing the Veronica right now. I'm
So
wearing
cute.
a very like boyfriend fit, a little bit of an oversized crop blazer with an oversized pant. I actually had to have this pant tailored because it's for men and women. So
I love that,
I love to wear like oversized baggy clothes, but then tied in with something that's very form-fitting and can show off the body. So for me, I love to accentuate the waist, which is why the Veronica is one of my favorite pieces with the long string. You could tie it crisscross, you can make it kind of like parallel lines, or if you don't want to mess up your tan lines, you just tuck it right under and have it fit with the rest of the suit. So a lot of these pieces are very multi-way. They're reversible. You can have fun with it. This swim top is also reversible. It changes from the mocha brown to the baby blue. We call it Camille blue because it's like my favorite color of all time. But these hats, again, you got the sorbet sunset on one side, switch to the pearl. This goes with anything. We've got the mocha brown on one side. I can actually put it on for you right now. And then you can flip it, show that pop of color, or reverse it.
I love the reverse thing though, because if you go on vacation, you're almost making it easier to pack, right?
That's
because
right.
you can bring less items and have complete different looks.
Exactly.
Which I absolutely love.
Yes.
So what else was important to you when creating this collection, and what went into actually collecting or creating it? I can't even speak.
Yeah.
But when you sat down, you're like, okay, I'm gonna make season 2. How did you start? What was the process?
Right away, I knew when I rolled out season 1, it was what does Camille Kostek dream of having in her essential bikini drawer?
Right.
And that's how I created the collection. But I knew because of that I was really catering to my favorite things and things that fit my body the best. I had talked to the team and said, okay, I know that we're gonna create a second collection, so let's roll this out. Let's roll out my essential key pieces, because essentially what I wanted to do was give my swimsuits and create them as hand-me-downs and give them to my siblings and my friends, which I did, and I just wanted to wear my line. But I knew that meant that there was going to be a lot of feedback of people wanting more coverage, more color, reds, which I listened. So I had a lot of fun listening to the feedback and the criticism of what people really loved. I looked at the numbers to see what was really selling, and from there, I added my flair, but really brought in what you all wanted. So you'll find a lot more coverage, some more one pieces, a lot more tops that that underwire fit that give you that fully functioning. You can dance, you can do water sports in it. I even wear some of the tops to the gym. So this one right here, this is the Jessie. The Jessie has a built-in bra in here. So this, to me, I would even style this. Probably moving my mic around. I would even style this underneath this jacket with the pant, or lose the jacket and just wear it as a crop tank. This with a little low jean. This is such a great option. The back is super flattering. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Jessie. Again, that built-in bra. This stormy blue, you'll see it a lot throughout the collection.
Dying for it.
If you know me, you know I love blue.
Yes.
so you'll see this a lot in the crinkle material, one piece, bikinis, a little less coverage on the bottom, a little more coverage on some other bottoms. And then the Jessie's probably the one that has the most coverage all around.
And I love all the names of it. How did you go about doing that?
So the names are all named after some of my best friends and my siblings. And I really put the names of my friends with the suits I think they would like the most too, as same with my sisters. So I had a lot of fun with that. At first, you know, with the campaign being about flirting with nature, I thought that I wanted to name them different kinds of flowers and different islands. But with my jewelry line, I named them all after family and friends. Sure. I wanted to do the same with the swim collection. And the best part is, I don't tell them. So when the swimsuits come out and I tag them, I'm like, you inspired the name. They get really excited, and that's also a really fun part about launching everything. I like surprising people.
Absolutely. I also think that this collection is so great because, again, it impacts us and influences the idea of body positivity, right? So I heard you talking on your Talk Shop Live show earlier, and a lot of people were coming to you with advice of, I'm trying to lose the quarantine extra, and you're like, what is that? Absolutely not. So how does this collection specifically help embrace the inner beauty that we all have in the world of Photoshop and filters?
Oh my gosh, I could talk about this conversation, this
Please
one
do.
question for an hour. So I will try to bring my thoughts all together. It has been a long journey. They call self-love a journey because that's exactly what it is. Each day we're learning, each day we're growing, each day we're becoming more wise, and we're experiencing these thoughts that we have in our heads. And I'm noticing that as I'm getting older And as I'm having more interactions with different people across the world, whether it's through meet and greets like at this pop-up shop, or interactions on Instagram through DMs or comments, or meeting people literally face-to-face on the street, passing by, I'm noticing that we all find something, someone, read a quote, watch a movie. There's something that changes the game for us. I remember for me, that moment was walking my first ever runway show with Sports Illustrated Swimsuit. And I was so scared that I didn't even think I could step out on stage. And I was like, well, what is scaring me? And it was literally the limiting thoughts that I had in my mind of the fear of what other people would think of me and my body. That is not how I was raised. That is not the impression that I give to my younger siblings. That is not what I teach them. And I try to say, what would I tell my younger self? If I could step out of body and tell myself, how can we change that narrative in my mind? It would just be, we're not promised every day. Every day that we wake up, let's be grateful for being here and living in the here and now and not waiting for that next time. I say if you're not ready now, then when will you be ready? So for me, it's so important to own all that you are. It's a lot easier said than done, but when you shift that mindset and you start to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you. There is only one you that is your power, and you own everything that you are today. You will step out into that world and attract so many beautiful things in your work life, in your career, with your relationship with self, your relationship with others. You will start to probably attract even new friends. This swim line, I hope that if you're somebody who struggles with finding a suit that fits you best, or struggles with stepping out at that pool party or at the beach or wherever that is, and this has been a space that's very fearful for you, I hope if you're watching this that this is your sign to let those limiting fears go. It is time to live life to your absolute fullest, embrace all that you are. I know that you will find a suit in this collection that you will love. That's why I partner with Swimsuits For All. That's why I created a swimsuit line. I almost limited myself from creating one because I know that there's so many swimsuit lines out there. It's like, why mine? But I knew that I had, everyone has their own ideas, and I'm glad that I went forward with it, because hearing so much of your feedback, hearing so many people's stories about how this has upped the game for them, it's allowed them to feel comfortable in the swimsuit, that they want to dive into wearing a bikini for the first time, it just makes me really happy. So I hope that this line could do that just for you. I think there's something that you'll love, and if you do get something, tag me, share it with me. I love sharing those with the world. It makes me so happy. It makes this year-long process of designing and creating and keeping you in mind worthwhile. So that's what I would say.
Absolutely. Okay, I love everything about this collection. You know that I'm from Tampa,
yes.
So I have to ask you this every time I see you. What's Rob's plan? Is he coming back?
Oh, I had a feeling this was coming, Madison. And I was almost going to tell you before the interview. You and everyone out there, all of his biggest fans, Tampa Bay Buccaneer fans, New England fans, there is nothing that you guys don't know that I don't know. It is still a lingering question. He really is taking his time. And I support it either way. I mean, I've been very candid about it. I love watching him play ball. I know that he feels good, so it's really ultimately going to be up to him. And we're all just patiently waiting for his decision. So I'm even trying to figure out, like, do I need to move out of the place? Are we going to continue this as our home for the new year? So, you know, I am waiting just as patiently or not patiently as everyone else. So.
But he did tell Sports Illustrated he'll re-sign with the Bucks if Edelman comes back and signs with the Bucks. Is that a real thing, or is that a joke?
He also said that at Gronk Beach when Edelman was right there. So he's always like whatever he's feeling in the moment. Knowing Rob, I don't know if that's 100% true. I don't think Edelman is like the go or the stop factor. But
sure.
I do know he loves him. But I think Edelman has other plans.
Could you see a world of Brady, Edelman, and Gronk reunited on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
You know, I'm not going to say no. I remember when Brady retired. He came back 2 months later, so you never know. I mean, we've seen Rob do it in 2019, and he's back and won a Super Bowl. So Julian could very well come back and maybe have a little bit of FOMO. So we'll see.
Okay.
I could see it.
Very last question, and then I'll let you go. It was also just announced that once Tom does decide to retire, he's going to go and be a Fox Sports, I believe, analyst.
I did see that.
What do you think about that? And as a host, do you have any advice for him?
Any advice for you, Tom? Don't pretend to be anybody that you're not. I don't really think you need that advice, because everything that you do in this world, work-wise, on the field, off the field, you crush it and embody all that you are. So I don't really think he needs my advice. If anything, Giselle, I need some modeling tips.
Well, Giselle, we need a Giselle bikini next.
Yes, Giselle, what's your favorite? I will send to you.
Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time, and congratulations on this new collection and the pop-up. Have so much fun.
You're the best.
Thank
Bye, guys.